Ministerial governance requires high-quality capacity to make informed decisions to improve performance management, coordination, and implementation of the federal government's developmental priorities by the federal ministries under the able leadership of the honorable ministers. This week on the Ministers platform, we want to get you informed about a well-documented update and progress report of how the ministries have fared in recent times. And so, welcome to the Ministers platform. We'll be right back. News information across federal ministries, agencies, and parastatals keeps you abreast of developments as they unfold. Let's find out the latest on Ministry News. The Minister of Education, Malam Adamu Adamu, has disclosed that the Federal Executive Council on Wednesday has approved a new national language policy which makes the mother tongue a compulsory medium of instruction from primary 1 to 6. Speaking to State House correspondents after the FEC meeting in Abuja, the minister said the government is aware that implementation will be challenging. Nevertheless, for the first 6 years of education, the mother tongue will be the only medium of instruction, adding that it will be combined with English starting from secondary school.
The objective of this policy is to promote and enhance the cultivation and use of all Nigerian languages. Once you lose a language, you are losing more than a language. You are losing a whole mindset, a whole world view, a cultural heritage that developed in that.
The Federal Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, has indicated that the 424 billion naira allegedly inserted into the 2023 budgets of the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, as well as that of the Ministry of Defense and Ministry of Power, were tabulation errors. The minister, however, stated that the figures were correct and duly approved by all the relevant authorities. The clarification, which was made in a statement signed by the Special Advisor, Media and Communications to the Minister, Yunusa Tanko, also indicated that opportunities to spot the error and correct it were available but not utilized by all the ministries and authorities involved. The Minister of Agriculture has confirmed the signing into law of the National Agricultural Development Fund Bill (NADF) by President Muhammadu Buhari. Dr. Mahmood Abubakar disclosed this recently in Abuja. He equally stated that the NADF will be funded from the derivation from 0.5% of National Development Resources Fund and 5% of the duty levied on import of rice, wheat, sugar, milk, poultry and fish. The minister further stated that the governments across all levels of the federation will give take-off grants and special intervention funds. The Minister of Health, Dr. Osage Ehanire, on behalf of the federal government, has flagged off the dissemination of the 2021 Nigeria Malaria Indication Survey (NMIS) report. The documents tagged the 2021 Malaria Indicator Survey report as well as the Advocacy, Communication and Social Mobilization Strategy and Implementation Guide, which was formally unveiled by the Federal Ministry of Health in Abuja by the Minister, said the 2021 NMIS report provided the country and partners the necessary baseline information with which the achievements of the current anti-malaria intervention effort will be benchmarked. The Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, has affirmed the Federal Executive Council's approval for the development of a property of the Nigeria Police located in the Maitama district of Abuja for the development of 39 apartments for police officers. The minister, who was speaking to State House correspondents on Wednesday after the FEC meeting, said the project will be executed through a private-public partnership that will facilitate the police force in taking 15 out of the 39 houses, while the private sector will provide the funding taking 24 of the houses.
Very luxurious apartments would be redeveloped, and 24 of them will be taken by the private sector that provided the funding, while the 15 would be used by the police. The police is entitled to 1.5% of whatever rent is collected, from the 24 apartments.
The Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola-San, has called for the use of geospatial data by the military and other security agencies in the fight against insurgency in the country. The minister made the charge during the 2022 Survey Coordination Conference and meeting of the Advisory Board on Survey Training tagged Geospatial Intelligence for National Security, held at the Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, Osun State, on Wednesday. Represented by the head of department, Nigerian Cadastral Coca Robert, Fashola noted that the Office of the Surveyor General of the Federation is assigned to provide data of geospatial intelligence. The Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development has donated sports kits to Young Ambassadors Against Drug Abuse Initiative and Street Children Parliament. Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development Sadia Umaru Farouk, represented by the Sports Minister in the ministry, said the gesture was in line with promoting the humanitarian ministry mandate. The minister said by engaging in sports activities, the productivity of the girl child would increase. And finally, on ministry news, the Minister of Sports, Mr. Sunday Dare, disclosed recently that about 14,000 youth athletes from the 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, will be competing in over 30 different sports at the 2022 National Sports Festival billed for Delta State. The minister, who expressed optimism that new athletes will emerge from the festival to compete favorably with their counterparts globally, commended the Delta State government for its dogged determination towards ensuring that Delta 2022 becomes a reality.
So Delta is ready. Our contingents from 36 states and the FCT are here. Some are still on their way. And we hope that the next 10 days will be beautiful days for sports, for talents to emerge, for friendship, for unity. We have 39 flags in all. We are going to hoist these flags right now.
The business of governance in the presidency revolves around top priority issues of national concern. What's new from the presidency? President Muhammadu Buhari has attributed the stunted development at the local government level to governors stealing the local government funds The president, who flayed the governors over what he described as poor governance at the grassroots level, stated his position on Thursday at a parley with members of the Senior Executive Course number 44, 2022 of the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies Kuru, held at the State House Banquet Hall, Abuja. The president chided the unnamed affected governors for lack of integrity.
This is my personal experience. If the monies from the federal government to state government, say it's 100 million, let's put it 100 million. 50 million will be sent to the chairman with a letter that he will sign that he received 100 million. The governor will pocket the balance and share it with whoever he wanted. And then the chairman of the local government will see how much he must pay in salaries to help goes to development. Money for the salaries will be given and the balance will put in his pocket. This was happening. This is Nigeria. It's a terrible thing. You cannot say the person who was doing that was not educated. He was a qualified lawyer. He was experienced. Yet he participated in this type of corruption.
President Muhammadu Buhari recently commissioned 2.0 megawatt solar-powered electrification project in Usman Dan Fodio University, Sokoto, to enhance the installation's power supply. Represented by the Minister of Police Affairs, Alhaji Meigari Dingyadi, the president said the project, tagged Emerging Education Program (EEP), was conceptualized to power federal universities and university teaching hospitals around the country. He explained that the project is being implemented by Rural Electrification Agency (REA) and expressed commitment to ensure the sustainability of the projects.
To provide sustainable and reliable electricity to the entire campus, improve education and create a better university experience for both students and the staff.
Finally, from the presidency, President Muhammadu Buhari has stated that the National Sports Festival is a breeding ground for the cultivation of sporting talent that have catalyzed the socio-cultural integration of the country. Represented by the Minister of Sports, Sunday Dari, the president spoke at the opening ceremony of the 21st edition of the biannual festival in Asaba. The president urged the athletes to see the competition as an opportunity to forge enduring links with co-athletes and equally test the limits of their endurance. You're still watching the Minister's Platform on TV Nigeria. The statutory responsibility of standardizing and regulating the quality of all products and brands in Nigeria rests upon the Standard Organization of Nigeria, SON. What is the success story so far? Find out on our ministry, agencies, and parastatals in focus segment right after this timeout. You're still watching the Minister's Platform. Welcome to the Ministry, Agencies and Parastatals in Focus segment on the program. Today, we're beaming our searchlight on a very strategic agency under the Ministry of Trades and Investment, the Standard Organization of Nigeria, SON. It's a pleasure to welcome Malam Farouk A. Salem, the current Director General of the Standard Organization of Nigeria. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
What is the mandate, the vision and mission statement of the Standard Organization of Nigeria?
Well, the mandate 2015 Act, which was a review of the 1971 Acts that set the organization in motion. We are 50 years old now, actually. The review gave us a very wide range of activities to do. Almost everything you can think of under the sun has a standard. With the help of stakeholders, we create those standards and market them to individuals who need it. Part of our responsibility also goes with management system certification, which essentially we have this ISO International Standard Organization management systems. We have a training center in Kano, Abuja, and Lagos that take care of those. We do the QMS programs, the ISO 27001, which is to do with IT systems. The 9001 is for management system. Also metrology, which is like measurements. So we do the ethical measurements. Essentially, the industries have machinery that they need to be calibrated, individuals. So we kind of help them do the calibration. We are not into the legal metrology, which is like the weights and measures purview, where they can go to a company like ShopRite and check their scales and see if they are working. But the machines they use to do that calibration, we calibrate it for them. So metrology is a big part of our responsibility. And we have a big meteorological institute in Enugu, and it's almost done. We are building it. It's been built for a while now. Also, enforcement is part of our responsibility. Enforcement of standards, making sure goods that are coming into the country or goods that are produced in this country are up to standard so that we can have safety of our people, and also to make sure that substandard goods don't come into the country and destroy our local industry, causing unemployment and insecurity. We register products. So sometimes when you go into the market, you're buying an electronic that was imported. You will see a Sun logo sign. In our lab here in Oba, we have about 35 labs in this facility here. We're almost exclusively measuring different items here, where we sample the product, test it to make sure it's safe for the market, is doing what it's supposed to do, and we do training.
Since you came on board, sir, what are those very significant achievements?
One of the biggest achievement we did was the MOU we signed with state governments around the country to help small-scale, micro and small industries. We collaborate with the Ministry of Industries. They will get these small-scale industrialists, train them on how to package their product, how to standardize. If the product they are doing doesn't have standards, we bring stakeholders together with them, create the standards, and then help them package it, market it. And this is very helpful because at the end of the day, some of these products are going across the border. And if they are not packaged properly and they don't have certification from an organization like ours, it will be difficult for them to be accepted. Recently, we have the paint lab accreditation, we have the food accreditation, we have the electrical lab that was accredited. This is full accreditation by international accrediting firms, some of them in Europe, America, and even India. One of the achievements we have over the year, essentially, we made sure that our organization is more efficient. So we changed the structure. We introduced some more directorates for ease of doing business for the customer and to protect the country, essentially. So we create directorates in Anambra, Kano, Lagos, where these individuals are more or less small son in those areas. So they should be able to cater to customer needs. Over the years too, we have done some training for our employees. The 1,700 employees of Standard Organization of Nigeria are variety of professionals. We have a range from food specialists to engineers to pharmacists like me and other fields. So essentially, because they are coming into a different organization where standards and metrology and training are done, essentially these people have to be trained continuously. We send them out to other countries where they go and train on lab accreditations. Technically, our employees are given the opportunity on a regular basis to go for training. The Standards Organization of Nigeria was in the forefront in not only setting the standards, but putting manufacturing requirements for our sanitizers and masks. We are among the first in the world to set the standards for these PPEs, protective equipment for people.
Despite your efforts, there's still cases of substandard products coming into the country and even produced here in Nigeria. So what are the proactive measures as this agency taking to forestall this dangerous trend?
You have to understand substandard goods production, importation, all rides on one item, profit. When there's a profit in something, generally people will try to gravitate towards doing it. So what we've done over the 1.5 years I've been around is to make sure that we increase our factory inspections for the local productions. And I would like to let you know that most of our factories locally are doing an excellent job of producing very good goods. The importation, what we did was we reached out to the markets in the country, the associations, try to sensitize them to discuss these issues, because sometimes people import things just to make profit without looking at the consequences, and they don't think they're making damages. So we have to sensitize the associations and the members that these products are destroying not only individuals and causing harm to them, but it's something that is illegal. We are limited because 85% of the goods coming into this country are imported, and they usually come through Lagos. And currently, we don't have a physical presence at the ports. Unfortunately, standards cannot be scanned or looked over in a computer. And even in such a situation, we don't have access to the computers of the customs so that we can be able to look at it and see what is coming into the country. So we are reduced to occasional invitation to come into the ports and inspect goods that are suspicious. The rest of the work is done when the goods are already out. Most members of this organization, Standard Organization of Nigeria, are not trained security agents. So they are risking their lives on a regular basis on the street to look at containers, and to unscrupulous elements sometimes attack these individuals. So we are at a very big risk. In fact, even our enforcement is sometimes stymied by the ability for us to protect ourselves. We went to the market like 2 months ago at Abuja, Apple Market, and the traders fired guns and attacked our people, break our vehicles. So we have to go back a couple of months later with more robust police, military, Air Force, and DSS to go in there and do the enforcement.
What is the level of data collection and management?
We have departments, planning, research, and statistics department that collects a lot of data. And we also recently just have a new department, which is the Information Technology Directorate. And we did that recognizing the fact that the industry, right now, information technology is the heart of any organization. We have a robust program that we are implementing. Our website is going through a big overhaul, and very soon most of our activities can be actually, our customers can request in the comfort of their home most of the things without coming to our offices.
What are those very serious challenges the agency is facing?
One of the biggest challenges we have in the organization is the fact that we eat where we hunt. Our services, if we come to your facility, we inspect it, we charge you a token fee. Somebody is manufacturing, we verify their product, we charge them a token fee. Those token fees add up, and that's what we use to make sure our individual employees will get a vehicle to take them to factory inspection, to take their tools with them, and to take the jobs. So unfortunately, it's not as much as the organization needs. You have to understand, an organization that has 45 offices in the country, we need at least to renew our vehicles every 4 or 5 years. Also, I have offices in the country where we are renting. It's not adequate enough. We need labs. Imagine something as simple as bottling water or bread. If you want to test it, you have to get the sample, bring it over to Lagos, and they will test it and tell you everything is okay. So one of the biggest challenges is the paucity of funds to take care of our logistics.
On a final note,
Yes.
What are the future projections of the agency?
Our projection, honestly, is to make sure at every nook and cranny of the country, people know we exist, people know what we do for them. Right now, individuals will go to a market, buy something, and then they don't know that it's their right, it's a consumer right, if the product is not working, to take it back and get your money back, or take it to an organization like ours or FCPC where we can fight for your rights. We are building our capacity. Hopefully, we'll get enough funds very soon to build our labs around the country, so every section of the country has ability to have access to labs where they can verify their products. Also, our offices will be more sophisticated, where we can reach out to people and educate them. And also, hopefully, if we get to that level, we should be able to employ more people so that they can do excellent job to protect Nigerians and the industry. My word of assurance to Nigerians is our employees and our facilities are open and they are yours. In fact, Standard Organization of Nigeria, SON, is, I don't want to offend the ladies, but it's your son. So you reach out to us and we'll be there for you. Our big vision and mission is saving life through standards.
I want to thank you, sir, Malam Farouk A. Salim, for coming on the Ministers platform. Well, that's it on the Ministry, Agencies and Processes in Focus segment on the Ministers platform. The program will continue in a moment. We'll be right back.
The fact that there are no strict laws that governs or guides.
The social media has become a strategic battleground for political parties ahead of the 2023 general elections. Can the social media in any way influence greatly the voting patterns of Nigerians? Nigerians share their thoughts.
It will definitely. Many people now has phone, so many people are now connected to the internet. And it's obvious, even when you see an Hausa man on the road, you see him using a phone. So definitely social media is going to affect the voting pattern of next year election.
Social media might, to some extent, affect the decision that people will make in the next election. But how many people in the social media actually have voters card that they could actually exercise their franchise? If they don't have voters card, they will not be able to exercise their franchise no matter how they have been influenced, no matter how, what happened on the social media. It might not change anything, except everybody take up their voters card and make the right decisions. My advice for Nigerians is that we have to wake up because the reality is done on us. There are a lot of things that have gone wrong and we ought to start thinking the right way now. We have to start changing our mindset because it's a thing of the mind.
Before now, people have not been in social media because eventually you cannot do without social media. If social media can sell business, there's nothing you cannot do without social media. It's ruling the world now. It has given employment to so many people. It has made some people so popular today. So if business can go there, media outfit can go there. I know you are in social media, you go and click like and see some of your news there. So why can't it affect anything? Social media cannot because we are in bureaucracy. So you have the right to vote who you like. So you can't affect it.
Cannot. There is difference between social media and politics. Social media is on its own when the politics is on the own. You can vote for somebody you like. Forget about what they say on social media. It's left for you who you decide to vote for.
The voting pattern of Nigerians from the online perspective, I guess, will affect the voting system because you have to send results of the voting per polling unit to the INEC office straight. Not that we will vote now and we will go. Overnight, they will manipulate figure and tell us this unit that we all know that we are 100. They will tell us there are 5,000. But now that the internet is there, the voting pattern will always affect. We will vote now, we will wait for the vote to be counted, and everybody will know the figure. When they transmit it to the higher authority, if any figure is included, we will know. Because we are all there at your polling unit, you go there. So everybody will know that this figure has been manipulated. So we are looking forward for that day. If they can't, you go get data to transmit it online. Yeah, of course, I can put my own unit, we get 200 people. Nobody said tomorrow, I said that unit where you talk 200, I allow you now 5,000 because we are all there.
Well, from their views, it is of no doubt that the social media to a large extent will influence the voting mentality of Nigerians in the forthcoming elections. I am Abisola Oladele. The program continues after this time out.
Propagating a culture of accountability and transparency at the ministerial level of government in Nigeria is our prerogative and priority on the Ministers platform. Be part of the experience on TV Nigeria to be part of history. Thanks for watching.